This vanilla buttercream recipe is light, fluffy, and so delicious. It's super easy to whip together, taking less than 10 minutes, and pairs perfectly with pretty much every type of cake. So let's get started. First off, you're going to need some sort of mixing device. I'm using a stand mixer, but you can totally use a hand mixer and get the same great results. We're going to add about half a cup of softened butter to the bowl. It's really important that your butter is fully softened. If the butter is still cold, it will have difficulties mixing with the other ingredients and can result in a grainy buttercream, which no one wants. A quick tip for helping soften your butter in a hurry is if you have a microwave, place a glass of water inside on high for 2.5 minutes or until the water is boiling hot. Then go ahead and add your cold butter inside and close the door. You don't want to turn your microwave back on, you just want to let the butter and boiling water sit. This creates almost like a little steam room that allows the butter to soften without melting in about 20 minutes or less. You'll know your butter is at the right softness when you can easily poke your finger through it without much pressure. Okay, so once you have your perfectly softened butter in your mixing bowl, you're going to want to mix it on high for about 3 to 5 minutes or until the butter becomes light and fluffy. You can see the difference in the butters here. The side that's been mixed for longer is more pale and has doubled in size, giving it a more fluffy texture. This is what we're looking for, and once your butter has reached this point, you can go ahead and turn your mixer off. 1 to 2 scoops at a time, slowly begin to add in 3 cups of icing sugar. The reason I like to add the sugar in so slowly is I find it allows it to incorporate more evenly into the butter and create a smoother buttercream. After the sugar has been incorporated, the buttercream may seem a bit thick. This is normal as there isn't really anything to help thin out the butter and sugar yet. I like to add about 1 tablespoon of heavy cream or milk. Depending on how stable you want your buttercream, like for example if you want to use this recipe with Russian piping tips, be careful when adding in the cream. A little goes a long way and you may not need the whole tablespoon. Next, we are going to add in the vanilla. I like to add about half a teaspoon, but you can add more depending on how strong you want the vanilla flavor to be. Once the vanilla has been fully mixed in, the buttercream is ready. Here, I'm going to transfer the buttercream into a piping bag that's been fitted with a Wilton 1M piping tip. Make sure the transfer of the buttercream goes smoothly and is mess-free. I like to fold over the edges of the bag like this to help create a protective cover for my hand and place for me to scrape the icing off, almost like the edge of a bowl. Once the buttercream has been transferred to the piping bag, using your hands, push the buttercream to the bottom of the bag towards the piping tip, removing as much air as possible. This vanilla buttercream could not be any easier to make and tastes absolutely delicious. It's the perfect frosting to top any cake and can be used as a base recipe for hundreds of other buttercream flavors. Want to give this recipe a try? Check out the link in the description box below for the full recipe. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and share, and I'll see you guys in next week's video.